Thank you so much. I'm Gordon Korman, and I am the author of book 1 of the second series of the 39 Clues, 39 Clues, Cahills versus Vespers. We all know the Cahills are the most powerful family in human history, but that does not mean they have no enemies or rivals. For the past 5 centuries, a shadowy group known only as the Vespers has been waiting in the wings, biding their time to make their move on the Cahill family. At the same instant, in 7 different time zones around the world, 7 Cahill cousins are kidnapped. And the ransom demands are given to Amy and Dan. They have to steal priceless artifacts from museums all around the world and hand them over to the Vespers. So the scene we're about to perform is when Cahills are beginning to disappear from all over the world, and Amy and Dan meet with their lawyer, William McIntyre, to try and figure out what's going on. So I will be playing the narrator. Rick will be playing, we'll see him stretch himself as an actor a little bit. He'll be performing Amy Cahill. Brandon will be Dan Cahill. And James will be Mr. McIntyre, but he will do the greatest stretch of all. He will also be performing Sinead Starling, another Cahill cousin. We'll be asking you to stretch your disbelief a little bit. Hint, Sinead Starling does not have any facial hair. The lawyer ushered them into the old-fashioned Victorian parlor, where Saladin held court atop a stack of cushions that looked very much like a throne. He issued a stately merp of greeting.
Merp, merp. Early this morning, Fisk Cahill disappeared from the El Rancho Jojoba Spa in California.
Well, you know Fisk.
He was last observed wearing a bathing suit, approaching the hot tubs. All his belongings, including his cell phone, are still in his room. There's more, I'm afraid, much more. At around the same time as the last known sighting of Fisk, Reagan Holt went out on a training swim in the Caribbean and never came back. Natalie Cabra was reported missing from her boarding school, and in Tokyo, young Phoenix Wizard vanished from one of his cousin's concerts.
A little over an hour ago, our bus was attacked by 3 men in ski masks. They definitely knew me, and probably Dan too. We fought them off, but it could have gone either way.
Like if they'd used a cookie truck instead of a gas tanker. Nobody's scared of Oreos.
The police think they were after ransom. I was half hoping they were right. Now we know better.
Yeah, but that's all we know. Everybody we care about is disappearing.
There was a frantic pounding at the door. And in burst Sinead. Her usual expression of calm control was gone. She looked like she'd been pulled the wrong way through a hedge, her cheeks flushed, her eyes wide.
Nick just called from Tel Aviv. Ted and Alistair have been kidnapped.
Kidnapped. The word echoed through the large room. So many disappearances in so many places. It couldn't be a coincidence. Someone was kidnapping Cahills.
Well, aren't you going to say anything? Don't you even care?
Sinead, we've got some news that you should hear. Ned's our first real witness. Now we know for sure we're dealing with kidnapping.
Hallelujah. With that and $1, you can buy a lottery ticket. Now, tell me something useful, like who these kidnappers are and what they want. Or why us? Or who's next?
All at once, the thought flashed between brother and sister like radar.
Nellie.
Nellie.
Nellie.